All right, YouTube, what up? I thought let's make a video for you because it's bank holiday, no trading day, right? So what I want to go over is a beautiful short we took yesterday, also took it in a community. And I want to go over a few things I think are important to look for when you're looking for a good setup. And I think yesterday was a great example on where you can sometimes get confused around what you should do or confused around bias, for example. So what I was looking at was, let me actually remove this to a lower time frame for now, like that. All right. What I saw yesterday when it came to the chart, and this is where London opened. This was the Asia range. Let me check. Yeah, Asia made a nice run, and then London opened. So what I saw in the chart were two things. We were in between breaker blocks. So we had liquidity grab on the bottom side over there, creating a breaker, which it tagged and then bounced from. But we also made a breaker on the top side within this. So we had a breaker over here. So then you can get then you can get some confusion, right? Because you see these relative equal highs, which are very great to take because the liquidity is resting above it. But you can also see that we have this bearish breaker block. So we have a bullish breaker block, bearish breaker block, we have liquidity here, how to choose. And that's a lot of the times where people get confused. Well, first of all, whenever you have a setup, or at least you look at the chart and you cannot get a clear view, you can say, all right, this is pretty bullish and we have these highs here. But we also have the bearish PDRA. If you cannot make up your mind, it's not your trading day, or at least not your trading session. So you need to be really clear around that. So what I like to do, and I want to give you some, I think, great tips to go about this and how you can define if you should trade or not. What I was looking at was if this breaker would hold or not. And this breaker block, whenever I see a bearish PDRA, I want to see confirmation by stacking multiple bearish PDRAs before I can say this actually is shifted bearish. Because right now, in this leg up, it's respecting bullish arrays. So if you want to get the confirmation that this is actually only a bullish run for a retracement into this premium over here from high to low, your dealing range, then you need to know if it will flip here. Because I had two plans. It's either gonna break this and then retest it and come up, or it will respect this breaker. Well, I had another level on the chart on the 1 hour, because when I saw the breaker block, I also saw we had an inversion within here. So I had this inversion on my chart, which actually with this candle over here formed a balanced price range. So this was also a level I was watching. But whenever I see something like this, I want to stack the arrays down. So I only want to enter whenever on a lower time frame I see bearish PDRAs get respected again. So if I zoom in on this, I was keeping my eyes on that balanced price range over there. And let me remove this for now because, of course, you already know this was a market make sell model by the title of the video. So eventually we took the short. But how do you know it will flip here? Because it's still pushing up. Well, first of all, it tagged that area. So we got into that balanced price range, but I'm not shorting this because I don't know if there's any confirmation. This is your low to break market structure. So nothing happening here. Don't see anything that makes any sense. So it just kept consolidating. Please note that we are currently now in the kill zone. This is 3 a.m. over here. And I had the GU chart right next to it. So I was looking at GU. And what you can see over here, this is also around the 3 a.m. So 3 a.m. is here, but this was the high. And this is 320. So when I go to euro and I go to 320, what do we see? We see it breaks that high, while GU failed to break that high. So that gave another sign that a reversal might be in play. So let's make sure this is the 21 candle. This is the 21 candle. So this candle over here is the same as this candle. And 20 is over here when it broke the high, and 20 was over here. But then it started displacing lower, and also on euro. And this was the moment I said in the community this. If EU short, if the breaker forms, what you can see over here, I also have the screenshot a little bit bigger. Over here. This was that SMT, but I said we don't have a break yet, so this can become a future breaker, this breaker block over here. And if we get that, then I want to get a tag in to lower prices. So right now, this is the low to break to make a market structure shift. You can also see that it's already started to disrespect a few of these fair value gaps in here, but to me, that wasn't enough confirmation yet. I just wanted to make sure that this really started flipping. So stacking the PD arrays from higher time frame breaker block with balanced price range to then see if the lower time frame starts flipping again and respecting bearish arrays again. So I had this particular candle, because this is then the breaker candle, because we had liquidity taken out over here. This was the last low, the lowest low between those 2 points, with a nice bearish candle. So the last bearish candle before it broke that liquidity. So that I wanted to see violated, to then know, like for 99% for sure, that it was gonna make lower prices after that. So it started stalling and stalling, and eventually we got the break. So when we got the break, I placed my entry on the breaker. You can either place your stop above the breaker block, which was also this high, which made a perfect engulfing candle after it. So it could have been above this high. I was just playing it safe, had it above this high. My first TP, but in hindsight, it just should have been the end TP, but you never know, because I actually had lower targets, so I'm not gonna hide that. I had lower targets, so I took less profits off of this than I wanted. But this was my first TP. In hindsight, this should have just been a drawn liquidity, but that's just how trading goes, right? I'm not here to fluff anything up. It's just how trading goes. Your analysis can be perfect and your management can be off. It happens to me loads of times. It's just what it is. And you learn every day, and it's totally fine as long as you take out the profits, right? At least end in the green. So I was looking at this, and we had the perfect SMT divergence, so that actually confirmed it for me a bit more. But we were stacking the PD array, so bearish array, then flipping bearishly on lower time frames. So this to me said, all right, this breaker block that had formed here on that lower time frame, so this was the 30-minute breaker block over here, which it respected at first. I thought, well, that was just only to initiate this retracement leg up. So eventually we got tagged in perfectly, also breaker with a fair value gap. So we got tagged in here. Let me move it to the point here. And EU started trading lower, creating more and more bearish fair value gaps, which it started respecting. So it had a fair value gap over here within the breaker. Then it created another fair value gap over here. And that's how you know, all right, we're flipping, because it started to respect bearish order flow again, aka bearish PD arrays. So tagged that fair value gap, came down lower again, displaced again, making massive fair value gaps over here. Let me see where they are. Yeah, from here to there. Massive gaps. Started trading into it, started trading lower again, respecting it perfectly on the top. Then around here, dollar already took out the highs. So we had technically an SMT here. And that's when normally this move is quite fast on a market maker model, the second move. But because dollar already took the highs, it started stalling a bit. So it still respected this fair value gap. Nothing happened. And eventually it took out the low. So this was a perfect example of a beautiful A+ setup within a market maker model, stacking those PD arrays, so from a higher time frame to a lower time frame, and it was just beautiful delivery. This is just how you want it to look like. You want it to look like a faster move. You can see it was grinding up, so that took about, what was it, 320? Now let me measure it, that's faster. So this was a 1 hour, 46 minute move. And after that, when it took the low, it was a 1 hour, 5 minute move. So normally you see that it's even faster, but it did, in this case, because it got stalled here, it actually took longer, but normally you see it taken out here. And this is what trading is. It's constantly looking for those confluences, constantly looking if price is still heading the way you want. And in the end, I had lower targets, so I got, when TP was taken, I got stopped out again at break even at entry, but still a good trade, still took out some profits. But you could have just traded this for 2.5R. You could have, if you wanted to be a little more tighter stop, you could have put it above the breaker, because this engulfing candle actually made sure that price never wanted to come back again. So then you got out a 4.6, that's massive. But even a 2.5 a week is enough to make a good monthly salary out of trading. So I wanted to share this with you, and I hope this was valuable in this quick video around a market maker sell model, which in my opinion are one of the most amazing setups you can take. They run fast, you get fast confirmation on your bias, and a lot of the times you get good RR trades around them. So this is one of my like A+ models I like to trade. So yeah, I hope you had fun with this. Of course, if you want to get like these trade setups and learn more in advance, because I call them out in the Discord so you can learn from them. You can trade them with me if you like, but also start to learn faster and better at how you spot these kind of things and when you need to spot them. So if you want, you can join a community, of course, for only $55 a month. You're in, you get my course on simplified ICT concepts. I, of course, also explain the market maker models, but I have loads of like fixed strategies in them. You can just learn them and apply them. You can also make your own models, create your own edge. It's free. It's your trading experience, and it should be that way. And my goal is to make you a sovereign trader. Think for yourself, analyze for yourself, and make sure that you get this skill. Because I won't be out here for all my life to guide people and help people. I want you to learn it as fast as possible in the like least amount of time, and become just a good trader, so you can earn whatever you like and make out of trading, and also live the life you want to live. And that doesn't have to be like massive expenses and all that kind of grind. I don't even like that personally. I just like a kind of sober life. But I do feel that if you finish the money game, then you have a lot less worries in your life for the rest of your life. So, and I think we can all agree around that. So it definitely won't make you happy, but it can definitely enhance your life's experience. So let me put it that way. I'll leave you with this. Study it. Go back into your charts. This was Tuesday, 18th June, and 2024, the year. So if you watch this later on, you can still find it back on your charts with the replay function, of course. And just study it. Study what you see. Mark it up yourself, so you start to learn what the PD arrays are and how you can, how you can discover them. So make sure you have an awesome day, because awesome minutes make awesome days, and awesome days make awesome weeks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.